welcome Tiffany to Latest
Hello.
TV. You're here today to talk about the amazing Japanese food festivals that you run around Brighton. But you're the co-owner of Kantenya, Japanese grocers, as well as being the founder of the food festival called Hanabi. Tell us, Tiffany, what does that entail?
So I think the main thing for us is to really promote Japanese culture in Brighton. Probably also beyond as well. Like the aim is to also go beyond Brighton, but at the moment, obviously, we're based here. It is really good for us to kind of like promote the culture here. And I think because out of the experience of us running the shop, we kind of know there are quite a lot of locals that are also very interested in Japanese culture. So we really want to take this opportunity to celebrate this. With the festival, we really want to make it into a national brand. So we can go to other places, go outside of Brighton, probably go to London or other places to do this market really. And then to get everyone interested and invested in the Japanese culture and maybe also East Asian culture. Because from doing this event, I've got the experience of running related cultural events. So it's part of, so not only Japanese related culture, but probably just mainly East Asians. So, you know, Chinese culture or Korean culture, it is something that we would like to promote as well. Because I think from in here, although we are probably from other countries, like different countries, but in the UK, we are kind of lumped together as a community anyway, that we should really help each other out in a sense. Japanese culture is quite a big, you know, there's quite a lot of things to it. Obviously, there's art and crafts, and there's theatre, and there's like singing and everything. But we try to do a bit more that we can do. So that would be including, so some of our vendors are like crafts and pottery. So there's one of our vendors that do paper, Japanese paper, kind of like stationaries, but it's very much to do with washi, which is the Japanese papers. And then there's also vendors that are more into pottery. So there are like independent pottery houses that they come to us as one of our vendors as well. And also obviously there's food. We try and include as many kinds of foods as we can, but then obviously there's still quite a lot that we couldn't really cover. And then this year onwards, we have started to include performances. So this time we've got a Noh theatre practitioner. So Noh is kind of like a traditional theatre in Japan. It is quite artistic, I would say, like because it is quite complicated. But then our performer tried to make it a bit easier to understand and a bit more easy for people to appreciate, basically. And obviously there's other performances related to J-pop, which is music and dance, and we've got workshops with flower arrangement. So there's quite a lot actually, but there's still quite a lot that we couldn't really cover, but yes.
That's amazing. You have a festival coming up this December. Where will it be?
So it's going to be in the open market again, obviously because it's indoors and it's a bit more less risk, I would say. But then we've got a really good relationship with the open market, and I think we are quite happy to be there. And then yeah, so it's mainly for like a kind of like a festive occasion, so people could like, maybe customers can come and shop for the Christmas festive holiday presents, gifts, etc. So it was kind of like from that rationale, that's why we do it in December.
Amazing. Do you need any volunteers?
It'd be nice, but yeah, I think we haven't actually gone through to this stage at the moment. So at the moment we're looking for vendors, performers, people that are related with Japanese culture and products, if they would want to join us in the upcoming event. And also obviously if someone wants to hold workshops, etc. with us as well. There will be a vetting process, obviously, because we want to make sure that it is Japanese. So, but then this is what we're doing now. So volunteers might come later, but I think maybe follow us on social media.
Yeah, I was going to say, how do they get involved with you? So find you on social media.
Yes, I would say find us on social media would be the best way.
Okay, and what is that? What is that? What is your tag there? How do they?
So
find you?
the tag is Hanabi. Should we spell it out? Or?
We'll put it. On
Okay,
the,
so Hanabi.festival.
Brilliant.
So yeah.
Lovely. Thank you. And so, are you already thinking about next year's festivals as well?
So due to popular demand, yes, we are looking into doing something that's a bit bigger. And I think it's always been an ambition or my dream to really do an outdoor festival. So kind of like if we can find somewhere nice and suitable, and if it's outdoors with grass, you know, kind of quite a nice area, then it would be something that we would want to do next summer. Yes, and so we will have stage performers, also still workshops and vendors, etc. But it'd be a bit more of a party, I would say. To try and come here and settle here, there's quite a lot of cultural differences, and I think when it was COVID, it was a little particularly difficult because as East Asians, sometimes some people don't really know what was happening, and I think that was really the only time I kind of felt a little bit discriminated in some aspect by some people, but most people here are lovely though. So in that aspect, yes. But I think the most difficult thing for me back in the day to stay here was visa, because to try and find the right visa to come and stay here could be quite a lot of work. And then otherwise, I think it probably generally the same sort of difficulty faced by businesses are the same-ish sort of difficulty. It is quite difficult right now, I would say, just in general with cost and everything. So on the daily basis, I think the most difficult thing to do is the costs and the time management of running the shop, because there are quite a lot of admin to do. So we are VAT registered. Every 3 months you need to do VAT returns, which is quite the same with all the other, you know, independent businesses, because we're not a big company. We don't have a separate team in doing these kind of things, and very much likely it is the owner who needs to sit down and really work on the numbers and work on everything, which is the same with most other independent businesses anyway. But I think this is one of the most difficult things, and also obviously cost management, because sometimes you do want to go away for a little bit, or like might want to take some time off, but then people could be quite expensive to hire, and I'm not complaining about it. I think it is the right thing to get paid properly, but it is nevertheless, you know, a difficulty when you're running your own business.